programming intensive guide. He takes
this is fun because I don't know what we're going to talk about.
Yeah,
today.
this is a
I'm
fun.
here to react to it.
This is Pompon reacts to what we're doing. You do know the actual things that.
Yeah, I know the things we're working on. I just don't know what we're actually going to talk about.
Yeah, well, hopefully
I don't
talk too much about anything.
Yeah, this is why I find out what my job is today.
Yeah. So welcome to the October roadmap for Smite 2. We're going to cover the next kind of 2 updates in a decent amount of detail, and then the third update kind of just tell you who the god is and leave it at that. So Dora is not the goddess. I just was looking for like a roadmap gif, and Dora with the map was funny. So that was it. Cool. Moving on. We're going to start, as always, with a little bit of a disclaimer. And the disclaimer is everything is subject to change, right? We do our best to give you guys a truthful look at what we're going to do, but life is life. Game development is often very unpredictable. In part, this is because we don't know if something's going to be fun until we try it. So we don't necessarily know how long it's going to take, and it's impossible to know for sure until we actually do things. Secondarily, priorities can and do change. So like right now, the things that we have prioritized, I feel pretty confident for the next 2 updates what those things are going to be. But there's always a chance that, something pops up. An emergent issue could force us to delay or reprioritize one of these things, and it could happen much later.
So he has to give this disclaimer because people are stupid.
Text, but I figured word art maybe was a different approach.
You said that this was going to come by October, and it's November 1st.
We are human beings. We get sick. We have family issues. We get jury duty. We've talked about that a couple times recently. And these things can all impact the schedule. So with that preemptive disclaimer out of the way, let's talk about OB20.
Yeah.
OB20 comes out October 7th. We're going to go through the full patch notes for this on Wednesday.
Yeah.
So our next show. But first, we're going to give you like a preview of some of the things that are going to be coming in this update. First, we have Osiris.
Yeah.
We already told you that Osiris was coming. Also, there will be an Osiris aspect. We also already told you that Osiris's aspect would be coming. I don't think we've talked about most of the rest of the stuff. So this is kind of a preview for some of the other stuff that's in this update. The new match lobby will be shipping in OB20. So if you saw us preview it a little while ago, it's gotten a lot better, I think, over the past week or 2 of development. But this will allow you to see your teammates' models loading in and your team forming.
It's a very good.
There's a lot of extra work that we've done that I think makes it
very good,
a lot better of an experience.
Yeah, it's been a lot improved. I know, like especially like assault picking and the ranked picking, like bans phase, like a lot more information is a lot more clear, and it also just presents everyone a lot nicer.
Yeah, and we'll take a look at that tomorrow, or not tomorrow. Sorry, next show Wednesday. In more detail. Also coming as part of the match lobby, simultaneous ranked bans. So if you are, we've talked about this before on the show, but confirming that this is part of this update, and we're moving back to basically how Smite 1 was, where all 5 people on each team in ranked will ban at the same time. You won't see what the other team is banning.
Yep.
But then everybody bans. The total bans up to 10 will then be shown, and then everybody picks their god with the normal back and forth. So
we're going from 6
should be
to 10,
a faster
though?
ranked experience. Everybody should feel more like they have an impact on the ranked banning process.
Yes.
And I think that we just generally like this approach
6 to
better.
10 is a pretty big leap.
One of the things we want to make sure is that you can get through the lobby quickly, and the ban phase adds a huge amount of time.
I do like that process better.
Also gives
the process of just not having one person ban,
which is just kind of nice to have. It does mean there's a little bit of like trade-off of like sometimes you get duplicates, but it means that people who really want something banned can have the control, like especially if like you have a bad matchup.
Right now we're going from 6 bans out of like 70-something gods to 10.
A problem is good.
That's pretty huge.
I think with this we also updated the amount you need to 20, right?
Yeah, you'll need 20 gods to
that is
ranked,
true.
because in a worst case scenario, you could need to have that 20th god if you are the last pick and 10 gods have been banned and the other 9 gods you own have been, it's one of those kind of edge case things, but it's just like prevent lobby from failing is one of the core things about making lobby. So you do have to own 20 gods now, which, you can either get to level 20 and just have your 20 gods.
No, I'd probably say it'd probably be more like an average of 7, honestly.
We fun to also compare
because
ban rates afterwards.
Yeah.
Even if everybody on your team is going to do a different vote, so that's already 5.
We will have.
And that would assume the other team
a new
votes
free
all the same as you as well.
In the
I imagine it's probably
market.
going to be 7 to 8 every time.
I have a couple more little bullet points here, but we've definitely heard you guys' feedback that there's not enough things for you to be able to get for free as part of the Wandering Market system, as much as people generally like the new Wandering Market.
Yep.
So a couple more details. We'll go through this all on Wednesday, but just kind of teasery preview. There's more rewards just for playing, and there's more free ways to spend your coins on things. So we'll talk more about what exactly that is on Wednesday, but something to look forward to, more use for your Wandering Market coins. Somebody in chat says, I just want to be able to use my legacy gems. Once again, you can convert your legacy gems into Wandering Market coins, so you can also get any of the stuff that is Wandering Market coins only with legacy gems.
Yep.
So something to be aware of. Next, we have the Reaping Reward, Slaughterhouse Chalk with 4 prisms. These are going to be packaged in a Traveler. I should hide our cameras because
yeah, because now it's covering up stuff.
Yeah. Did I do that right? Okay, cool. I have a preview of this on the next slide, so people will get to
Slaughterhouse
see
Chalk,
this in just a
4
second.
prisms.
But I think this looks pretty cool. It's going to be packaged as a Traveler that you'll unlock for free once you get to the correct number of pumpkins as part of the Reaping event. And pretty excited with the way all these turned out. I think it's pretty sweet. Also, there will be 2 new Reaping Travelers.
Nice.
One of them is a reimagining of a classic skin. So not a direct port. It was one that was not maybe up to the modern standards that we've gone back and updated a little bit.
Is it the one we played
Yo,
today?
Nymph,
Yeah.
you
Yes,
missed the
okay.
watch
Yes.
party.
So,
I just realized.
So I think it should be fun.
Yeah.
How dare you
And
have plans
I
on
think
a
this might be my
Friday
last
night.
bullet point here. Oh,
He
no,
said
2 more.
jokingly.
Cross-Gen Street King Sun Wukong will be coming out. This is one of
What up,
I think,
Flowerman?
3 cross-gen skins that we
Cross-gen
still need to ship.
Street
So that'll be
King
part of this
Sun
update.
Wukong.
And more.
Nice.
There is other stuff that's in this update. I didn't want to go through every little detail. There's a lot more stuff to talk about on Wednesday, but a lot of stuff that will be coming out.
W.
And then my next slide here, I have the preview of Slaughterhouse Chalk and his 4 prisms, which
Remember
I
that
think
2 a.m.?
are looking pretty sweet and like a diverse crew of crazy killer dudes.
Yeah. That is really cool looking.
Yeah, I think there's kind of like one for everybody, which I think is the fun of these prisms.
Pretty good.
And I'm really
Pretty
excited
good.
to start playing with these.
So the real question
headache?
is,
Ooh.
they have the bloody effect still?
They do. Josh did the bloody effect. So they
Nice.
do get bloodier as you do more damage. I think that's the mechanic.
I
Or is
think,
it more
it's
it's
your
kills?
I think as you kill people.
Yeah. So I think these are really cool. Obviously, the one on the far left is
I thought
the
it was just if you
classic,
fight in your
Slaughterhouse updated,
That
and then we
may
have
be
these
more-
4 new prisms. They have their own names that we'll talk about on Wednesday, and we'll show you a little bit more about how they look. But I think these are pretty sweet.
Yep.
Coming up
Based
next,
on kills. Gotcha.
we have OB21 on October 21st, which I just thought is funny that it's 21 on the 21st. And
Yeah,
it's O.
just
it's
lined up.
O. I don't know. Just looks good. It's right before
October.
Halloween, which is why I put Halloween gifts on here, because I didn't want to spoil what was in the update before I started clicking through and trying to make the animations work to where it didn't show the things until I click on it. It's
You
very
didn't add like them spinning in and like going big and pulsing?
I did this in like an hour this morning. There's only so much time I could put into it. But first thing first is the new god that will be included in OB21. A longtime fan favorite.
Yeah.
First female god in a while. It is Iset.
Yeah. Which
Reset.
fun thing right next to Osiris.
Yeah, right next to Osiris. So it's kind of a good pairing. We probably should have announced Osiris and Iset on the same show,
Yeah.
which just kind of didn't work out in terms of timing. Very excited for her to be in the game.
Yeah.
As a kind of fun dev note, Caps's first god.
Yep.
So Caps has been doing more design stuff behind the scene.
Yep, we've been using a set as a good opportunity for him to get familiar with blueprints and setting up characters and going through the process, and that's been really fun. It's been nice to have like someone else be able to help and contribute, and he's been doing a great job at it.
And as the goddess of demonetization
Yes.
is back at long last, she will be called Iset in Smite 2. We are sticking with that version of the name for obvious reasons.
We should ship a demonetized title.
I actually wanted to make the global emote be like a demonetized stamp,
Oh,
but
geez.
I don't know. I thought that was funny. I do have some more details about Iset. First, the +1 focuses on giving her more burst/clear as a mage. Towards the end of Smite 1's life, she was primarily, I guess I can pull her cameras back up for a second. She was primarily a support character.
Yeah.
And you didn't really see her outside of that. So we want to make sure that she works as a mage.
Yeah.
Because that's part of her original identity,
Yes.
right? And part of how we're doing that is the current plan is beefing up the idea of her enhanced basic and giving her access to that more often.
Yep.
There's more to it, but that's kind of the teasery bit that we're going to talk about today.
Yeah.
Next, also for ESET, her aspect is going to be made for a more supportive play style.
Makes more sense.
So obviously, ESET's one of those gods that I think was played in every role at some point in Smite 1. But the two core identities for the character were mid lane and support. So we want to make sure we're enabling both of those.
Yeah.
So
we played support ESET today, and it definitely was
Did we hit? I think
contributed
we might
a
have
lot
hit
of
this daily
support
sub goal
things to
already,
that
honestly.
game.
Dude.
I think we did.
I'm not going to say I was raging, but I might have been raging a little bit.
We hit the sub goal, so we have a giveaway after this.
Kind of unkillable plus CC plus shielding plus I'm always silenced.
Some of that was team comp.
Plus doing so much damage. I don't know.
It was good though.
It was good. And I do have a little bit more of a teaser on the aspect. The overall goal is that she'll do less damage with lower scaling, but give her team more consistent buffs. If you pick the
ESET
aspect.
announced, yeah.
So not a lot of further details beyond that today, but we'll talk more about it soon. Next, also coming in OB21, I think I accidentally made this a second bullet,
the aspect.
but also the aspect. Yeah, I mentioned the aspect. The aspect is coming as part of OB21.
Rich, he's the other one?
The other one?
Are we?
I think so, but give me a second. I think I have something else first.
Okay.
Also, scheduled for OB21 right now, and this is probably the least set in stone thing on here, but we are pushing very hard to make this happen for OB21. We will be shipping an all-new Conquest gameplay feature. This is something that we've been working on behind the scenes for a long time.
Thank you for the prime, buddy.
Yes.
Appreciate you.
We've been experimenting with different Conquest gameplay features like this for
I don't even know what this is, by the way.
Yeah, because we had that kind of idea of doing a more Conquest-focused pass around 17.
Ambassadors don't even know what this
we did a
new
few things
Conquest
in
gameplay
that
feature
pass.
is, by the way.
Things more
We don't know what it is.
contestable. We changed some of the buff stuff around. We changed how some of the lanes work. We added the opening of that fire giant camp. We also did the ward part, which is one part that we wanted to do for Conquest in 19. And this was kind of meant to be in that group of thing, but we wanted to make sure that we had a good loop for it, and it felt good, and it felt good in practice. So we decided to make sure that we dedicated the time towards it rather than trying to just get it out there as fast as we could.
Yeah, and somebody is saying, so quick play Conquest? No, this is a core Conquest update. So this is not a separate mode. This is a new feature that will be added to existing Conquest. And I have a couple more teasery bullet points here. Basically, just to give you a little more context, some of our goals for it is we want to create new moments to fight. I should hide our cameras again. New moments to fight. Did I do that right? No, I pushed the wrong button. Okay, there we go. New moments to fight, as I said for the third time.
New moments to fight is a W.
And also adding kind of a new objective loop that sits within the existing Conquest and makes Conquest.
I don't know what this is. I promise you they have not told any of the ambassadors what this is. I hope. I'm pretty excited about it. It's removing the gold camp in mid
recently.
And making something there worth fighting over.
As much teasering probably as I'm going to do here, unless there's anything else you want to chime in.
I don't know what this is. They have not talked to the ambassadors at all. That's just what I'm hoping it is.
A classic god aspect, which we definitely have not spoiled in past PTSs.
No, it has not been there at all.
Nobody watching this show has any idea what we're talking about. So we're going to leave it at that. And we're going to move on to the next
I don't know about that either.
That's an OB21. There are 2 new Reaping Travelers that are part of this that will give you pumpkins if you are still trying to get pumpkins to get rewards.
Bracken, yep.
There is the Cross-Gen Hell's Fury Mercury, which is, I believe, our last missing Cross-Gen Divine Legacy skin other than King Arthur.
Yes.
Which, obviously, King Arthur's not in the game.
The reason this is good, what they're doing right now is so good, is now we have a whole amount of stuff hyped right now that we're now hyped this week, hearing all this stuff. We got ESET coming, we got all these skins, we got new aspect, we got new Conquest gameplay feature, right? So now we're hyped, and we lose a little bit of the downtime, okay, we're bored. So now we get to hear about it, and we're hyped for a little bit, and then we get to experience it, right? And that keeps stuff fresh. And then they can do another roadmap for the following month, just small stuff like this. It's genuinely just small stuff like this that can help keep us interested while we're waiting for like, you know, a new Smite 2 god or new map fixes, just doing the stuff like this, fucking Kilgoon just making a PowerPoint, right? This is what I mean. This is like something we needed.
Any? No? Okay.
Nope.
All right.
I think that's it.
And then OB22. I just found some Thanksgiving gifts for this one because once again I didn't want to spoil things before I clicked forward. Julia Childs, man, had to get the Julia Childs gift. Anyway, so launching on November 4th, OB22, the next god coming will be my boy Sylvanas.
Oh,
It's happening.
buddy.
It's happening. I am
buddy.
so excited.
Thank God.
Like the first time we played
I've been
him
waiting
in
for a
playtest,
year.
and I'm just like, pull.
Dude, today the polls were insane.
They were crazy. Like
God.
there was the pull out of Ox at the end.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of really some people were like, I knew the cactus shirt was for Sylvanas. I actually did think about that when I put the shirt on, but I was like, maybe it's too much
Sylvanas,
of
buddy.
a stretch. Yeah, I'm super
all
stoked for
blurry from
Sylvanas.
excitement.
You're working on Sylvanas.
Yes, I am working on some
So I
polls.
did put some bullet points here. I'm gonna
Yes.
pull up the bullet point. You can talk us if you want to say more or less. First thing is the +1s focus on making his seeds and plants more interesting.
Yes.
The next one is his AO2 and AO3 are planned to interact with his plants.
Yep.
And
Oh, buddy,
the
I'm so
last bullet
excited.
point I got from our notes today were an aspect idea is being built around Grover becoming angry when his
I'm so
trees are
excited.
destroyed.
Yes. So yeah, you pretty much covered everything. His
Oh.
core ability set is actually really, really good, right? Like big team knockup, pull, you can root someone, you can shred prots, you have the heal, and you have the damage over time. You have good clear with your AoE autos. Like his whole base kit is really good, but the like actually placing down a plant and like doing anything other than like it just being a mana aura is like kind of lame. So we want to just make that more interesting and give the seeds a kind of a way to loop into that as well. Technically, the AO4 will also interact with the plants, but in a way that we didn't talk about here.
Yeah.
Sylvanas,
So
buddy. Hell yes.
basically, you're gonna care a bit more about your plants and making sure you are either around them or have done something with the plants to make them more impactful. And then the aspect, which I didn't really talk about, but the goal there is to make him more offensive in nature, more of an either potentially carry, potentially jungler. It's still being worked on, but yeah, Grover gets mad when his trees are destroyed, and so that gives him some more offensive capability.
Yep. Awesome. I think beyond that for OB22, all I currently have listed here is and more, because we have quite a few things that are kind of like in the oven right now and on our kind of to-do list that I just don't feel quite confident saying exactly what's going to be in the update beyond Sylvanas right now, but I wanted to give you kind of a better view of what's coming in the next two updates and then say, hey, look forward to Sylvanas in OB22, and we'll talk more about the other stuff in OB22 as we get a little bit closer. I also just really quickly wanted to give you guys we talked a little bit about what the end of the year is going to look like. So just kind of, sorry, camera's back on just for a second because I'm not covering anything. I said this is intentionally left vague because we're far enough out, the details are less locked in. That's what I just said. Anyway, looking further out, what does the rest of the year look like? I don't want to talk about, I'm not going to talk about exactly like what content is releasing as part of updates, but just giving you like what updates to expect for the rest of the year. Because I think people are like, because we've been saying we're taking a little bit of time off for the holidays, some people are like thinking that we're not going to patch after Thanksgiving or something. So I just want to talk about like when you should expect updates for the rest of the year, right?
Right.
So first thing is, after this roadmap, we will have 3 more 2-week updates with gods in 2025. So those will be OB23, November 18th, OB24, December 2nd, and OB25, December 26th. So we're still patching every 2 weeks. We're still giving you a new god every 2 weeks. We're still having other great new content coming in. Also, I should hide our cameras because it's about to overcover. After that, the week after that is Christmas, and the week after that is New Year's. So as a result of that, that's the time that we're going to be taking a little bit longer to spend some time with our families and whatnot. Right. And then we're going to resume our 2-week cadence. So like I said, once again, we're people with families. The best thing for long-term success is to make sure the team gets breaks and doesn't burn out, right? Which is an important thing. We have not really had a break in Smite 2 so far. So this is kind of something needed. And then we will be coming out
Christmas and New
with the
Year's
next
2
update
weeks
on
break,
January 23rd. Or excuse me, January
So basically,
13th.
they're
So,
not going to be putting out
this is
gods
kind
or
of the
anything
schedule for
from
the
about
next
like this, like
updates,
3 to 4 weeks, which is reasonably
and
understandable.
I guess I
during
said the
holidays.
26th for this update. OB25 is on December 16th. The text on screen should be correct.
Yeah.
So November 18th, December 2nd, December 16th, then a longer break over the holidays. And we're talking about like, can we get some stuff into this update that we can turn on in the middle of it that, will make it still feel like there's stuff going on, but no actual big, new release download for this period.
Right, and that's not, like, even just practically, right, like there's blackout dates for like actual partners to like actually get those patches up anyway, so there's even a limited capacity to patch.
And hoping for Nox.
And
Nox
then
is pretty far
back
out.
on January 13th with more gods and, keep going with making the game better. That is the things that I wanted to talk about today. I also, we'll talk about details about these updates in a future roadmap. I have one final slide, which is literally just next 3 updates put together on one slide because I'm expecting that people will screen cap this and share it.
Yep.
And having a screen cappable, shareable final slide is probably the best way of doing that.
Yep.
So I'm leaving this up for about 30 seconds.
Thanks,
maybe
Gilgoon.
a
Now I
minute,
don't have to
know.
press
I'll
things.
take the cameras back to us in just a second. But I'm pretty excited. I think that we've got a lot of cool stuff coming out in the next, we talked a lot about the stuff that's coming out in the next 2 updates. And I think that there's a lot of really exciting features for people and new gods that
This
people
is
are excited
exactly
about.
what we needed.
And
just
then
a little bit more info than what we're
November
getting.
4th, there will be
right?
other exciting stuff
Not
beyond
just-
Sylvanas.
Yeah.
We're just not quite ready to talk about it yet. So I
Not
think
just
this
Q&A,
should be
right? And just
an
like,
exciting
here's the next 2
few
gods.
weeks, or
This
a
is
few
what we
months,
needed.
or
Just give us a little bit more.
month or so of upcoming
Stuff
updates.
we can talk about,
and,
discuss, hype
yeah,
up.
I'm going to turn off this now and come back to us. And we can answer some questions. Oh,
W.
nope.
Cool.
This one? Nope.
Oh.
How do I do the one with 1 + 2 plus guess? There we go.
There we go.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I was
Manny
trying to
has to be
find.
included.
Yeah, we had to get Manny back in the camera. So apologies for the
W.
multi-camera shots there.
This is actually a question that I had. How do you spell Manny?
We just spelled Manny. Is that not?
Okay.
Is that not the right way?
Well, because I realized as I was typing it in chat one day that like it's the same thing as like I listen to a ton of audiobooks.
yeah.
And right now I'm listening to it's Name of the Wind. I'm reading the 2nd book of that series.
Yeah.
And the main character in that book is called Kavoth.
Okay.
And I just had to actually go look up how it's spelled because that's like now in audiobooks I have no idea how like anything is
Yeah,
spelled.
that's
like,
fair.
Urithiru in like the Stormlight stuff, no idea how to spell that. So I had to go like actively go look it up.
I think that's why I actually have like a harder time listening to like fantasy and sci-fi audiobooks because it's like it's harder for me to follow the made up words than it is in writing. You know?
It is.
I do a decent amount of audiobooks, but I more listen to like just not sci-fi and fantasy, whereas I read a lot of sci-fi and fantasy.
Yeah.
So anyway.
But cool. Now I know how to spell Manny.
Yeah, Manny. There we go. Now people are arguing that it should be like
See, now people are.
spelled
M-A-N-I.
differently.
I was thinking maybe like Mani, and someone
Yeah.
said someone typed that as like wanting a word skin for Manny.
Yeah, some people want it like Manny Petty. There's all sorts of different ways of going about it.
So now the rest of the chat's going to be them arguing about.
Monet, Mayoni, Maui. Yeah, there are lots of funny spellings here. Cool. That's kind of what we had prepped for today.
W
beyond
patch
that,